River mussels are an imperiled group of animals that deserve some time in the limelight. They are filter feeders and provide very valuable ecosystem services by naturally removing bacteria and algae from our rivers and lakes. Newcomers to the world of mussels are often surprised by the diversity in their shapes and sizes of the shells. North America is home to 300 species that come in a broad spectrum of colors, and some of which are even equipped with impressive-looking spines. But as easy as it is to focus on the shells, it's important to remember that an animal lives inside. Sometimes called rocks with guts, these deceptively simple animals hold many surprising secrets. The first interesting thing is their unique life cycle. Mussels must attach their larvae to a fish host in order to transform into a juvenile mussel. And different mussel species use different fish species as their hosts. The Glochidia larvae also come in different shapes and sizes, but are so small that they must be viewed under a microscope. Some are small and round and roughly the size of a grain of sand, while others come equipped with some vicious-looking hooks. And these might remind you of some of our other beloved icons from the 1980s. But, alien or not, these Glochidia must attach to the proper host fish or they will die. Mussels have evolved some amazing adaptations to help facilitate this section of their life cycle. These females are trying to attract a bass by using extensions of their body that mimic a swimming minnow. When Mr. Bass takes a bite, he is surprised with a mouthful of larvae instead. Other mussel species try and attract catfish with balloon-like extensions of their body, while still others physically trap their hosts and pump their Glochidia onto their surprise catch. But mussels have attracted much more than just their host fish. A growing body of researchers are dedicating their lives to studying these unique creatures and preserving their populations for generations to come. But we are not the first to walk this road. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, these INHS biologists began studying and cataloging the molluscan diversity of the state of Illinois. Thanks to their efforts and those who have followed in their footsteps, the INHS mollusk collection is one of the premier collections in the country. It contains more than 140,000 specimens that date from the 1860s to present. And the time frame that is encompassed by the INHS collection has been one of major changes within our aquatic systems. Some of the more notable events include the opening of the Chicago Shipping and Sanitation Canal, the construction of navigational locks and dams, and the introduction of invasive Asian carp and zebra mussels. Trying to understand the impacts of these changes is a daunting task, but fortunately we have a silent sentinel who has been keeping watch. Mussel shells deposit annual growth lines in much the same way that trees deposit annual growth rings. And just as tree rings can be used to study fires and droughts, the annuli of mussel shells can help teach us about events during their lifetime. Through the combination of museum specimens and modern-day animals, mussel shells can tell us a story that encompasses the past 140 years. We can create thin sections of the mussel shells that help us to understand their age, growth rates, and any disturbances that happen during their lifetime. This is an example of some of the data that we have generated to date for 3 ridge mussels collected from the Illinois River near Havana. The blue circles are individuals that were collected in 2013, and the open circles are museum specimens from 1897. As you can see, our modern-day specimens are growing at a substantially greater rate and also reaching larger overall sizes. We are currently processing the intermediate dates to try and fill in this picture. Museum specimens can also be used to study legacy contaminants and how their concentrations have changed over time, as well as stable isotope signatures, which can shed light on different nutrient sources. In summary, historic museum collections are the closest thing that we have to time travel. Mussels are not only good indicators of modern-day ecosystem health, but through their shells we can learn about how our past actions have impacted our precious aquatic resources. And if our mussel populations are healthy and happy, that's good news for the human populations that use these same water bodies. So if we understand where we have been in the past, it will help to inform our decisions for a more sustainable future. Thank you.